This is gonna be such a journey. Girl, she got everything under her belt. I hated my job. Pediatric nurse, wait, what? Like, what's going on? That is not the case whatsoever. It's not everything that I thought I would love. That's the one thing I will do. Like, this was my dream. Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. It has been a hot minute, but I am back with another video, and I cannot wait to give you guys a little life update, a little catch up, a little what's been going on, a little bit of everything. Like, girl, where you been? And here's the tea. It's been like such a long time, but for those of you, some of you guys already know, and then some of you guys don't already know, but for those of you who don't know, I'm just gonna jump right into it and let you guys know that I quit my job. I quit my job working as an ER nurse, and literally last Sunday was my last day. Today is Thursday. I just got back from out of town, and last Sunday was my last day working. I couldn't go on Wednesday. I technically was supposed to work on Wednesday, but I couldn't go because I was out of town. So last Sunday was my last day, and I am done working at a level 1 trauma center in a really busy ER. Like, that is it. That is the tea. And I'm gonna tell you guys kind of why and get into all the things. First off, I'm gonna say this: I didn't quit because I hated my job. I didn't quit because I hated working in the ER. I didn't quit my job because management was terrible. I worked with mean people. That is not the case whatsoever. I enjoyed learning new things in the ER every time I went to work. I did not necessarily. I loved the people that I worked with. They were really smart. They were really fun and supportive. The management was great. They really did support you. I think sometimes they bit off more than they can chew, especially because it was such a big ER and they had so much staff. But at the end of the day, I felt supported by my management. I felt supported by the people I worked with, and I felt like I had all the support that I needed as a new grad nurse. What I did not enjoy, and I'm just going to get right into it, what I did not love about my job that I did not consider before becoming an ER nurse was how my life was going to be when I wasn't working. I feel like I totally made my life everything about working in the ER, everything about being a new grad nurse, and I didn't consider any other aspects of my life, which made it really difficult when I wasn't at work. And even like when I was working at times and I wasn't enjoying it, it was like, is this what it's like being an ER nurse? Like, I don't really know how to explain it. But like, I really struggled when I wasn't working with, is this my purpose? I'm not feeling purpose when I'm working. And a lot of you guys know that like I was complaining about it before in a lot of my other videos about like just not feeling fulfilled in my job. And I feel like that's something that I really like need when I'm working, to kind of feel fulfilled or feel like what I'm doing is purposeful. And yeah, I know that I'm helping people that are sick, or like we get people that come in that are literally like dying. I remember the first time I had my patient who was actively dying, and I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. I remember the first time I did CPR. I remember the first time I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. And like, I knew I was actively making a difference in these people's lives. And it was like every now and again, I would have a patient say, I am so glad that you were my nurse today. Or I'm just like, I wish I can take you home with me. I remember working with this other, literally this was not even 2 weeks ago. She was the sweetest old woman. And she was like, I love you. What's your name? Can I take a picture with you? I let her take a picture with me because I just love her. I know she's going to go on every single time she gets the chance to tell everybody about the short little nurse that she had in the ER that just made her life so much better. So like, I like love those little moments, but they were so far and few in between to where my work didn't necessarily feel purposeful to me. And I think that really started to take a toll on me. And like mentally, I would get home and I'd be so exhausted, and I was like so frustrated because I didn't have enough time to go throughout the day and do things. Like, I love the sun, I love being able to spend time outside, but then I would get home and I had zero energy to do anything. Like, there was rarely times when I would get home and the sun's out and I'm like, oh my God, I have enough energy to go to the gym. But like, that happened less times than I wanted it to happen. And so it just became really hard for me to have like a good work-life balance outside of work, and like necessarily feel, again, like my job was just purposeful. I don't really know. Like, I hope that is kind of like answering or making sense. I don't know if it's making sense, but it makes sense in my head. Another issue that I would say was a really big deal for me. Like I said, like when I wasn't working, on the days that I wouldn't work, I would sleep in, and then like I'd feel productive, and it was like constantly, like my life was like constantly like a roller coaster, like up and down constantly. Like, okay, like this week I'm feeling really down because I'm exhausted and I have to work my 5 shifts, and oh, next week I'm gonna be really up because I only have to work on Wednesday and I have all this time off. And it was just constantly like up and down, and like it just was too much variability for me between the on and off weeks that I was working. And generally, like, all in all, when I look into it, like, my overall well-being was not well. And so after doing a lot of thinking and a lot of praying and kind of just like, you know, like, I don't know, like, thinking about it, I was like, no, like, maybe this is something that I should do. Like, maybe I shouldn't stop because the job gets better. Like, I keep hearing that, oh no, it gets better. I talked with so many different nurses about it because I was like, maybe it's just like the new grad blues. Like, I don't know. I'm just like not, I don't know what it is, but like when I come to work, I'm just not loving it. Like, I had one nurse that would always check up on me. She was so wonderful. She was literally supposed to be my original preceptor, but she had a lot going on. So she wasn't able to be my preceptor, but she would always check up on me and say, like, how's it going? Like, how are things going as a new grad? And like, how are you feeling? And I would tell her every time, like, I don't love it. Like, let me just be 100% honest. I don't love it. You know, like, it's not everything that I thought I would love. Like, this was my dream. This was my absolute dream since I was a young girl. I used to watch Life in the ER, Trauma in the ER. Like, if you know what show I'm talking about, you know what show I'm talking about. I used to watch this literally every day as a child, and that was my only dream, to like work in a busy ER. And that's the reason why I decided to work in the ER that I worked at. So busy, level 1, trauma, like, it was everything that I thought I wanted. And then I started there, and then there were so many different aspects that I just did not consider. And like, she would ask me and I'd just be like, I don't love it. And she's like, well, what don't you love about it? And I'm like, I can't, you know, pinpoint one specific thing. I can't say like, oh, this is what it is about this hospital that I don't like, or this is what it is about this specific patient population that we serve, or this is what it is that I don't like about working with the people that I work with. Like, it was not anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I loved the people that I work with. I met a lot of people that were just hella cool, like, so great and so smart, so freaking smart. Like, I will forever thank all the people that I've gotten to work with that have helped me and just given me the knowledge that I need to just do my everyday job. And the managers too. As far as like the patients, it wasn't the patients. We definitely cater to a patient population. Like, it's a county hospital, so people that don't have insurance or like don't speak English and like come through all different backgrounds, they wait until they're really sick to come in. Like, it's not even the patients. I really do love taking care of like the sick patients. I will say I do not love the psych patients. That is just not my forte. Like, the people who are screaming and yelling, like, I have gotten my new grad pants up, my balls have dropped, and I will yell back. That's the one thing I will do. I will yell back. So like, I don't love my psych population because it's just like frustrating, but it just comes with the job and I've gotten used to that. But it's just like there's not necessarily one thing that I absolutely hated, and it was so difficult for me to explain to people like why I just didn't like my job or why I was deciding to leave and stuff like that. So that's why I kind of held off on it for so long, for telling you guys that I was going to leave, because I have known now for a little over a month that I was leaving my job. I would probably say a little more than over a month as well, that I've known that I was leaving my job, because I know that I was just so unhappy. Like, when I think about all of it overall, and the days that I would not be working and I'd be crying in my bed and not understanding why I was crying, it was just so weird to me. Like, I am just not, I feel like I've never been that girl. I never thought I was going to be that woman that would just sit there and cry on her off days, or like not know what was going on, or not feel purposeful in her work, especially after working so many years to get to exactly where she wanted to be. And then she's here, and then all of a sudden the dream that she thought was her dream was not necessarily as beautiful as she thought it was going to be. Was so difficult to grasp for me. And but now I've gotten more to a more comfortable terms to say, I think that maybe the dream job isn't necessarily a dream job. Maybe it's just an illusion, because we picture and envision all these things that we think it's going to be, but we don't actually know what it's going to be, because we've never actually been there, because it's still a dream, right? Like, if it wasn't still a dream, it's because we've or like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not dreaming about it if we're there, right? So like, I made it here, and I didn't know what all of it encompassed, or all of it meant, or what all of it would be for me, what the experience would be like for me. And now I know, and I'm just like, that's crazy to me that I just don't love it. And I thought it was going to be everything that I loved and more. But it's also kind of bittersweet to know that, and so reassuring to know that my degree as a nurse is so flexible. And I was so scared for such a long time to think, oh, no one's gonna hire me. I literally am just a new nurse. I'm quitting my first RN job, working at such a big hospital. Not even to mention I'm breaking my contract. Like, that's the whole nother deal. But like, I'm breaking my contract. Like, no one's gonna want to hire me. Like, this is ridiculous, right? Like, what am I doing? But at the end of the day, I was like, I have to prioritize my mental well-being, because the days that I'm not working and the days that I'm like, I'm so up and down, but when I'm down, I'm down. Like, I'm so down. And I've never really necessarily felt like, I felt like that a couple times before, but like, it was just terrible. Like, how is it that I'm living out my dream? I'm living in the city that I want to live in. I've got the dream job that I wanted to dream. Like, I wanted. I've got the apartment that I wanted. I've got the car that I wanted. I've got all the things that I literally have everything that I've ever wanted. And I'm still feeling so low. Like, that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And I've also known a lot of people in my family or that I know in my personal life that were just saying like, oh, I feel like this job is like draining you. Like, maybe this isn't for you. Or maybe like you need to find something else or find a new hobby or something, like something. And anytime I went and I literally journaled about it, prayed about it, wrote about it, did whatever I need to do about it, vent about it, talk about it, or just think about it like solely by myself in my shower, every single thing came back to the job that I was working, which is, it speaks so much power, like when you just think about it, because it's like the one thing that we dreamed of is literally the one thing that's like draining me and putting me in such a bad mental space at the same time. So the irony in it is absolutely insane, but I can say, for anybody else that wants to be a nurse or anybody else that has this one specific dream of doing this, make sure you ask people who are in the role, what are the bad parts of your role? What are the great parts? Like, what are the parts that you love? What are the parts that you hate? And doesn't mean that's going to be you, but I think that it's such an important question to ask, because I never thought anything bad about the ER. Like, I knew it was busy. I knew you were going to see things that were terrible. Like, I knew these things, but like, in the aspect of still dreaming for it, everything still looked so great. You know what I mean? So nonetheless, I quit my job working in the ER, my very, very first nursing job, and I never, ever would have imagined myself ever doing this in a million years. But it happened, it's here, and I am moving on. And a lot of you guys are gonna be like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? Because I'm gonna give you guys a little job update. So I start my new job on Monday, and I don't think you guys are gonna see this coming, like what I have in store for what I'm gonna be working as. But drum roll, I'll be working as a school nurse. I start my first job as a school nurse on Monday. I'll be working at a middle school, and I'm honestly so excited. Because while I was in my interview, doing my school nurse interview about a month ago, it was so funny. She was asking me why I wanted to do school nursing, and I was like, honestly, I just feel like I've been lacking passion in the job that I do as an ER nurse. And before I became a nurse, I worked with children, and I feel like I need to reincorporate that into my nursing degree. And I just feel like this would be wonderful, because little school nurses work as like little, small little ERs in the school. You never know what you're going to get. Although everybody in your school is stable, and most times than not, they only need an ice pack for rolling their ankle at gym. Like, you still never know what you're gonna get, and it's like a small standing ER. And she was like, ER nurses do great in this position. I'm so excited for you to start. And I'm just honestly so excited. So for those of you who might not have felt that coming, or might say like, I feel like you, blah, blah, this, I cannot wait to see where this takes me working as a school nurse. I never really anticipated me doing school nursing. I remember I did school nursing in nursing school, and I was like, oh, this is such a fun little job. Like, maybe when I'm older and like want to retire and want something easy. But now I am 10 months into being a nurse, or I've been now a registered nurse for over a year, almost a year. And I am old and tired already. So I'm so excited to be a school nurse. But I also have a second PRN job that I will be starting. Many of you guys know that I work PRN doing like private duty with pediatrics, home health, which I absolutely enjoy. I have gotten like many comments like, oh, maybe you should do pediatrics. Technically I already do, it's just not inpatient. And then now obviously school nursing. And then my second PRN job that I will be picking up is in an ER, which is like, wait, what, girl? You just quit the ER. It's not even that I don't love the ER, you guys. I just could not do it full time. Like, the schedule was crazy. Like, there's things that I just couldn't do round the clock working in the ER, but I absolutely love emergency medicine. I still love everything about it. And I am so still ready to learn about what the ER has to provide. And I can pick up 2 shifts every month. And so I'm so excited, super excited. The pay is so good. The pay is so good, y'all. Like, partially because it's PRN. Y'all know that PRN positions get paid more. But I also, touching on salary, I get paid a little bit more as a school nurse than I did working my new grad RN job as an ER nurse, which is a little exciting for me because I get paid more to not work as hard, to not be as stressed when I'm at work. I get less hours that I have to work, which I'm really excited. And I really get to manage a good work-life balance, which is like my plan. This is definitely something that I wanted, and that's something that I need right now in this season. And that is like my main transition or reason for transitioning to becoming a school nurse. So I cannot wait for this new schedule, for this new life that I'm gonna live, and I cannot wait to bring you guys along with me for starting my new job and fixing up my little office and all the fun things. But I also will be starting at a new hospital working in a PRN ER position. This ER literally only has 3 beds, y'all. A 3-bed ER. Like, that's crazy to me. Coming from the ER that I'm coming from, we have like over 100 beds in our ER. Like, there are days when we have over 300 patients in the department, in the ER itself, like including women's ER, like trauma ER, all the different sections, but over 100, like over 300 people itself. Like, there are days we have 80 people in the waiting room. So the fact that this ER only has 3 beds, I can run this ER by myself. I can run this ER by myself. Like, literally, I am so excited. I'm so excited. And literally, when I'm working at the other job that I have on average 4 to 5 patients, 4 to 5 ER patients when I'm working. So I can't wait to only go to 3. And literally, like, that's going to be less than the patients that I've ever had working as a nurse. So I'm so excited. Even if all the beds are full, I still have less beds, less patients than I've ever had on a super busy day working in the big ER that I'm coming from. So yeah, that is the tea. That is the news. I'm so sad that like I didn't really get to vlog as much of my ER life that I really wanted to, but simply because like my mental just wasn't in the right space. So I'm sorry that you guys didn't get to see that part of me that I really wish I could have shared. I really do wish I tried to record on days where I tried to do videos and then I would get through half of it and just like couldn't finish just because of multiple reasons, like wanting to sleep or sleeping my day away or just like wanting to unwind and not be on my phone and do like certain things that just kind of like brought my mental back up. But hopefully now with this, I'll be able to be consistent. I feel like I say that in every single video, but like truly, I can't wait to bring you guys on this new journey that I'm having as a school nurse and a PRN ER nurse and also PRN private duty pediatric nurse. Like, girl, she got everything under her belt, but like this is gonna be such a journey and I literally can't wait to be, for one, making more money, implementing kids and things into my work and working in like a healthier work environment, getting to see the sun, having a good schedule, holidays off, weekends off, every summer off, and still making a good salary throughout the summer. I'm honestly so excited, and I just can't wait to bring you guys along with me and teach you guys all the things that I'm going to be learning as a school nurse, because this is so new to me and I literally don't know anything about becoming a school nurse. So Monday we start our trainings, we start our in-class everything, so I will definitely bring you guys along with me. And if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I am really truly an open book in regards to like this nursing journey, what it was like working as an ER nurse, anything, like truly anything. I want you guys to ask me, like my life outside of being a nurse. I know I'm just like I'm more than just a nurse. If you guys want to know more like personal questions about me, please ask. Like I feel like I really am an open book, but I'm not as open because I haven't been recording as much. But if there's anything you guys want to know, feel free to ask. I love you guys, and that is the tea. I can't wait to keep you guys updated on the next video. Don't forget to always be kind, love yourself and others, and always go out and try your best. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love y'all.